From the dawn of time, teachers have been trying to find a way of organizing and motivating groups of people. As a race, humankind has always been able to achieve tremendous things through the use of teamwork, whether it's building huge megastructures or figuring out the secrets of atoms. Through things like laws, economy, and religion, humankind's had a great deal of success with promoting collaboration. In modern times, organization and motivation is still very important, especially in the field of education. Being a teaching candidate, what interests me is implementing this in a classroom setting. When I sat down and tried to think of a way of doing this, I quickly realized I needed a plan and a great deal of creativity. At first, I thought I could create one master system that would work for every classroom, every demographic. There's a problem with this, though. Not every classroom, teacher, and student fit under one system. It became apparent to me that I would need a variety of ideas and systems to make this happen. Me being a mere teacher's candidate, having minimal experience, means that any system I came up with would have no testing behind it, no real field experience. So I decided to create a repository of ideas that I, as well as other teachers, could use in their classrooms. These ideas come from educators who've shared them online. I used my blog to compile all these great ideas into 3 categories. The first is reward systems. Systems that reward good behavior or motivate this kind of behavior in the future. The second is competitive edge, using the power of competition to motivate students. Students love competition. And the third is leadership systems. In much fewer supply than the other 2 categories, leadership systems help to delegate special standing in the classroom and maintain their standing. Now I'm going to show you some of my favorite systems from each category and suggest ways to use them in the classroom. So we're going to start with reward systems. The first is Quiet Critters. So Quiet Critters is a quick and simple system incorporating arts and crafts and some much desired silence to great effect. So here we have these small fluff ball creatures we've created out of some felt and some cotton balls and little googly eyes. So each student has one on their desk at the beginning of quiet time, quiet work time, whichever. And if they're not quiet during this time, the quiet critter has to leave because he doesn't like noise. So the students are motivated by keeping them on their desks. And of course, they're going to remain quiet if they want to keep the quiet critter. So the second is the Too Noisy app. So this is a free app. That's what it looks like there. So it constantly measures the sound in the room, either on a laptop or a tablet, phone, whichever. And you can display it on a screen at the front of the class. So there's a meter here measuring the noise level. If the noise raises above that acceptable level, the happy face turns to a sad face, as we see there. So showing the kids that they need to talk quietly or just end any kind of talk at all. So the third here falls under our competition category. This is called Beat the Teacher. So it doesn't involve any physical violence against the teacher like it sounds. Every time the teacher needs the class's attention during the day, they count down from 5. And if the entire class is listening by the end of the count, they receive 1 point on a tally. And if everyone's not listening by the end of the count, the teacher receives a point. So at the end of the day, either the teacher or the students are declared the winner. So the last one I'll share with you, I don't really have an image for. So this system is meant to keep the class quiet when walking through the halls, going from place to place. Before the class leaves the classroom, one of the students' names is randomly drawn. But the student is not told their name has been pulled. When the student comes back from their walk, the student whose name was drawn was quiet throughout, they receive a small prize of some kind. This way, none of the students know their name was drawn, and so all of them will tend to behave throughout, and you only need to give 1 prize away at the end. So these are only some of the ideas in my blog post. These are 4 of my favorites, but there's other great ones here. It was really hard to choose 4 of my favorites. So the link is going to be posted below the video in the info section. Now, one of my reasons for doing this is so that I can constantly expand the blog page with new ideas from other teachers or teacher candidates. So if you have any ideas, I would love to include them in the blog. I'm sure there's going to be hundreds of ideas and categories I or anyone else hasn't thought of yet online, or that I've been able to find. So I'd really love to see them. So thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation, and happy teaching.